All right, guys, let's take a look at another Tudor that has entered my collection and then quickly exited. That's right. I've already bought and sold this watch after I get done making this video. It's getting boxed up and shipped off to its new owner. So let's cover the watch real quick and then maybe some of my thoughts on it, because that's, I think, going to be pretty critical. When I do actions like this, why I don't feel like I need to justify why I do these things, but some of you guys are very curious and it might help you in the future deciding what works for you. So Tudor Black Bay Pro, awesome watch. I'm not kidding, guys. I'm telling you straight up, it's an awesome watch. $4,000. I know it's a lot of money. I'm not dismissing that, but when you look at a couple of the watches I have in the background, an Air King and a Submariner from Rolex, it quickly makes this thing seem crazy affordable for what you're getting. And from, yeah, it's Tudor. They're related to Rolex, so that matters. You can't pretend that it doesn't matter. You can't, artificially create this altered universe that, you're trying to justify why the watch isn't worth that. It is worth that, and it's partly because of who they're related to. So I measure a 39.5 millimeter case on this. They say it's 39, but I measure 39.5. The lug to lug is a 47.75, and it is a smudge magnet. 14.6 millimeter thick. Yeah, it's thick. 20 millimeter lug width. Bracelet tapers down nicely to 16. Does have the faux rivets. Whatever. I don't have a problem with it, to be honest with you. 7.5 millimeter screw down crown. Awesome to see that. Very easy to manipulate. Plus, it kind of works better with the thickness of the watch on the case side and everything. You can't have a more petite crown than that. So that's an appropriate size. I weighed it and I already forgot the weight, but I want to say it was around 160 grams sized up for my wrist. Probably a little over 160. It's got a little bit of heft to it. 200 meter water resist. The in-house caliber movement inside here is the MT5652, which was released from Tudor in 2018 in the Heritage line. So it's nothing new. They just packaged it in this watch. And I like the GMT. I don't really have a use for the GMT, but it's just, as a watch geek, it's just something really cool to have. It is a COSC movement. So 70-hour power reserve, 4 hertz sweep, so 28,800 vibrations per hour. That's why you can see this seconds hand sweeping along. We'll zoom in a little bit and take a closer look at this guy as I continue to talk about it. You have a fixed 24-hour bezel there. You have a matte black dial, and then you have, I don't know what they're calling it, but the Loom plots are casted essentially and then applied. So there's no borders to them. The entire piece that is applied to the dial is loomed, and they match the color of those, the printing, the date wheel, the hour, minute, and seconds hand, perfect. They all match perfect. Now, when you're spending $4,000 on a luxury watch, you expect that, and they deliver. So be happy with that part of it. I don't think there's any flaws. I think the only gripe that anybody can potentially have with this actual watch is the thickness. I'd be lying if I said that I'm okay with the 14.6. I mean, I am okay with it, but what I mean is 1 millimeter thinner, and it's a different watch altogether. Does 14.6 make it a deal breaker? No, and I'm counting this boxed double dome sapphire crystal. So you could drop a millimeter off that. Really, the watch case is 13.5 approximately, which is like Seiko SKX thickness. A lot of dive watches are about that thick. This is not a dive watch. So I would have liked to see it a little bit thinner, like just about everybody else out there. But it isn't, so I'm not going to complain about it. We're going to move on. What does it do? Well, the watch is more substantial on the head of the watch. I couldn't imagine wearing this on a fabric strap or a leather strap. I think the only way for me, at least, to wear this would be on bracelet, like it is currently configured, and a little snug. You wouldn't go Bruce loose with this thing. You want it a little snug, and that's going to help keep the watch head planted. What I mean by that is because the watch head is only 39 by 47.5 essentially, but it's taller and weighty, then it becomes what maybe some people would describe as top heavy. Potential is there for it to be top heavy. If you spread that weight and that thickness out, and maybe go with like this sounds very minimal, but it adds up. If you were to go to like a 40.5mm case by say like a 49, it would balance this watch out completely. It would be obviously an entirely different watch. So, but we're dealing with what we have, and I do 100% agree that it is a great watch. So why the heck am I selling it? Or why did I sell it? Well, I'm going to be brutally honest with you guys. I absolutely love the watch, and I really do want to keep it. But I did something that I typically am 100% okay with certain parameters, but I didn't have the money to buy this watch, so I financed some of this watch. Well, apparently I'm not okay with that in this day and age. For some reason, what felt normal and okay not that long ago for me now feels very uncomfortable, even though I know I can pay what I financed off rapidly. It's something mentally that I'm having a block with, where I'm like, I don't deserve this. I didn't have the money. I financed it, so I'm going to let it go. Will I buy another one? I'm not big on rebuys. My only issue is in the current Tudor lineup, I don't know that there's a whole lot of other watches out there that I'm like really, really desiring right now. So, and the only reason I say that is because I absolutely know that I want a snowflake handset, meaning I want a Tudor in the collection. I had the Black Bay 41 before. I had a Smile Dial back in the day, and then the Black Bay 41 non-diver, and then I had the Tudor Pelly. Well, I've sold all those, and really, the only one that I kind of regret, and maybe I'll revisit this, it wouldn't be a rebuy, but kind of. You guys remember a while ago I picked up that blue bezeled Smile Dial one. I really do like that one. I could see maybe picking that up, but I picked it up. It was used. It was all kind of scratched up. I probably need to find a better example of that, and maybe that could be my watch. But in the meantime, I'm not big on buying used watches, even though this one I did buy used. It was like very new used. So anyway, that's enough of the side story. You unscrew the crown. It has a nice pop to it, tons of traction. Wine's awesome. Okay, so with this movement, this first position out, you jump the hour hand. So that is awesome. And you can see that's how you change the date too, both forward and backward. So, and the second hand keeps running. So as you travel, you know, across different time zones, you can just go boom, I'm there, or boom, boom, I'm there. So that's how you quick set the hour, and then also the date is with that. Now, if you pull it all the way out, it actually stops the seconds hand, hacks the movement, and this is where you adjust the time in its entirety. More importantly, this GMT hand, the yellow hand, right? So if you wanted to do, say, that, and you wanted to zero it out, so then you can go here, and then you jump that forward, and then you're there. So there's a bunch of different ways you can basically use this, depending on how many different time zones. Well, you're only going to track 2 time zones with it, one in 12-hour and one in 24-hour. But depending on how you want to utilize this watch, whatever your preference is, then you set it up that way. I'm not going to get into any more details than that. I like the watch. Maybe I will rebuy this one. I don't know. I don't have a GMT, and this is about the cheapest way to buy a luxury, quality, well-built GMT is basically this watch, or the heritage models, which are a little bit bigger case. I'm running through the thought process with you right now. Maybe I need to look at the heritage models. I did enjoy that. I tried out my buddy Craig's, and he put it on an aftermarket bracelet. Maybe I do that. Maybe I go that route, because then I get a little spinny bezel too, which is nice. All right, let's kill the lights and check the Loom on this thing, and then I'm going to box this up and ship it out. Am I sad about it? No, I'm glad I got to experience it. The Loom is incredible. Absolutely incredible. I hope Tudor utilizes this format of indexes and watches in the future. I think they will. We'll see it at some point in different models, and I'm excited for the future of Tudor 100%. I'll probably buy more Tudor. Thanks for watching, guys.